Hello and welcome to another episode of Seen and Heard.
Welcome, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today with us we have a special guest who is going to introduce himself. Hi, Fajar.
Hi, Edita and Darko. It's nice to be here, and hello everyone. With watching this live stream, I'm Fajar. Well, my name is Fajaruddin Akbar, but Fajar or Fajar is easier. I believe that's how people call me. And I'm an English teacher. I teach a trader from Indonesia. I'm also into educational technology, and I believe the one that we are going to talk about is one that is in my heart, which is continuous professional development for teachers and educators.
Very nice. Thank you.
Great topic.
It is, isn't it? We talked about this on a LinkedIn audio live, one of those.
Yeah, we did.
And I remember asking you then, and that was over a year ago, I think, how
Yeah, almost a
many
year. Yeah.
different trainings you've gone through. What's the number now?
Mhm.
I'm curious.
I lost count. I lost count to be honest, but yeah, it keeps growing. It keeps growing. I keep adding things and taking things, especially online courses. But I believe I mentioned it also in the previous live that we did. Not only that I did it for myself, but also some requests from the platform or from the institution that created the course that they wanted me to review a thing or two, and then you give them some feedback. And also, like sometimes I lead like a camp or training camp using the course. So yeah, I keep adding the numbers, and I lost count to be honest.
It's in the thousands, I guess.
I don't think so, but yeah,
No.
likely will be there.
In a couple of years.
Yeah, so we really have the right person to talk about continuous professional development. So, could you explain us more about what continuous professional development actually is?
Okay, that's a good one. I'll try my best to simplify it. Well, basically, um, to keep learning, to keep learning. While though I hope this still not the norm, some still think that when you graduate, when you finish your formal education or at least your university degree, and then you're done with it. And I hope it's not the norm. I hope something has changed. But to what I have seen, to what I have witnessed, it's still in some of people, a lot of people's mind. And when it comes to CPD or continuous professional development, not only for teachers, but for everyone to know and to realize that we need to keep on learning as a professional. Though, of course, we learn things every day, right? We learn about people, we learn about our friends, we learn about some the food that we eat every day, we learn about some TV shows that we are watching. But when it comes to professional development, it means to develop professionally. Okay, whether you are an engineer, whether you are a doctor, in this case, we're talking about educators or teachers, which I believe should be at the heart of every teachers and educators. Because as a teacher, as an educator ourselves, we try our best to tell our students to keep learning, to keep learning, to keep learning. So do us, right? So simply continuous professional development is to make sure that you keep up with what you are doing professionally, not being satisfied with what you have achieved, but to know more that are so many things that you don't know. Mhm.
There's always something that you don't know, so you need to learn all your life.
Correct, correct. Mhm.
And the more you know, the more you're aware of the things you don't know
Yeah, I really
as
love
well.
that.
Okay. So I think a lot of people watching, hearing this can relate to that. I would hope that people who come to our show are passionate about developing and learning new things.
Mhm.
And that's part of podcasts as well, to learn and share some
Mhm.
experiences.
Mhm.
But one big question that's always in the air is how to choose, especially, with the overwhelm of digital online options. How do you go
Mhm.
about that? How do you know that a course or a webinar or whatever is of good quality and useful for you?
Yeah, that's it's an interesting one to talk about, uh, on and on. The thing is that, well, professional development probably since the pandemic has become more and more accessible. Like the one that we are doing, this is a continuous professional development for us as the host and also for those who are watching. This is part of professional development, and it's getting easier with the tools that we have, the equipment that we can accessibly access with just a small device, maybe a laptop computer and an internet access. But when it comes to online courses and webinars, workshops, especially the things that are currently widely accessible online, there come that challenge. Maybe back in the day when we tried to have professional development, well, the one that we have is the one that we can be grateful of, right? Because there is no many, right? Well, we don't have that many options. Well, this is the professional development that I have, and then I'll just take it, and I need to be grateful for it. But now we are in the position of that we can choose which one, and we can choose which one that we don't need, which one that we need, right? So um, probably with that situation, and the question is, we will need to know what we actually need, what we actually have, and what we will need to have as a teacher or educator working at a school, or maybe independently self-employed working at a higher institutions, or even owning a school, managing a school. We need to know what we have and what we will need to have, especially with the abundance widely accessible of professional development opportunities and resources, online courses, webinars, massive open online courses, workshops, um, held by individuals, held by big universities, held by some organizations, and so on and so on. So I think the main idea is to know what we currently have and to learn what we will need to have. And these days, it's a bit tricky for sometimes. It's a bit difficult to actually see the line, the sea between those lines. Whether do I need this, or do I just need to be in the now? Like, oh, okay, I think I'll just follow this. I'll just take it because it's in the now, it's the trend now. But do I need this? Like, oh, do I have this already, or will I need to have this for the next year, or maybe my whole career? So to know yourself, to know ourselves better as a teacher, or our context of teaching, to know our students.
Oh, we lost Fajar.
Seems so.
Or yeah, he's frozen.
Okay, we'll wait for a bit. In the meantime,
Am I
Ekaterina
back
is with
now?
us. Good morning.
Yeah. Morning,
Thank you for
Katrina.
joining. You're back.
Hey, Fajar,
Okay.
we lost you for a moment there.
Oh, sorry. I think recap back. So again, the first thing that we can do as a teacher or educator is to know what we need and what we will need. Understanding our own context, understanding ourselves as a professional in education, and understanding our students, understanding our schools, and then we can choose which are available and then which are suitable for us.
It makes sense. I think it's the answer that people don't want to hear, but it's sitting down and thinking about the strategy and
Mm,
listing your skills and listing the gaps in knowledge, which is sometimes a long process.
mm.
It's easier to go for the shiny new thing, whatever's on
Yeah,
offer.
it's in the now. I'll take it, but do you need it? Yeah.
That's a big question. I know Ekaterina specifically in the chat that she's always trying to develop her craft, and she likes to go to different workshops, podcasts such as this one. So that's a question for you, Ekaterina, as well. How do you choose how you want to develop your skills and knowledge further? We're very curious. You said that you also sometimes test other people's courses. You get invited to check if things are running smoothly. So, what's your
Mhm.
criteria then? How can you recognize, that something is well made? What kind of things are you looking for when you're trying to figure it out?
Okay, I love that question. So, well, continuing or adding to the previous one, though well, you mentioned was actually very correct. Sometimes it's quite difficult and also demanding to actually know ourselves and then choose what we really need to know. And there come people like me who try the courses first, okay, before the other tried it. Well, there are many reviewers now. There are many websites that actually provide reviews of courses and then give the summary of the courses and who need them, who can benefit from these courses. And I might say that I'm one of them. That's why I created the website mukuru.com. Um, so basically, what I can categorize as ideal course when it comes to education or educator is, well, sounds like a little bit cheap, but it needs to be affordable. Like, well, we're teachers, we're educators. It needs to be affordable. Affordable in terms of how it can make sense to what teachers and educators can do. It's not only affordable in terms of money, but how it can be affordable in terms of accessibility, in terms of the time frame, in terms of the demand of the course, whether the
Okay.
Oh, we're still a bit glitchy there.
We'll wait for him to come back. In the meantime, this is the website that he's just mentioned, his website where he collects a wealth of resources. So if you're not sure where to start, you can have a look at MOOC Guru. You're back,
And
Fajar.
we're back.
You were talking about affordability, and then we lost
Yeah,
you for
I
a
know.
second.
Yeah, sorry for that. Wait. Okay. It never happened. Let me try something. And okay, let me lower my video. Okay. So yeah, the affordability not only in terms of money, but only in terms of time, accessibility. As example, whether this course can actually facilitate or facilitate teachers or educators to be able to learn and also finish the course. Because sometimes there are courses who are, well, I must say it's very expensive, quite not unaffordable for most teachers. I must say it can come like thousands of dollars, and not only it's that expensive, it's also very demanding. Like it will require you to do, as example, at least 2 to 3 hours of commitment a day, and then require you to do a very long writing of well, no, they're great, but as teachers, as professionals, we have other responsibilities. Not only it's that we work at a school or institution, we also have like our life, we have our family and other stuff. So that's the one that I need to actually check whether the course is first affordable, not only in terms of money, but how it can be too or not that demanding. And then, of course, accreditation, whether the course is actually accredited, whether the course is actually recognized. Though, of course, our main goal is to learn new things or maybe unlearn and relearn things. But getting recognized of completing a study, just like when we did our maybe high school or maybe university degree, we need to be recognized for to learn of learning something. Because in the end of the day, there are these administrative requirements that we need to fulfill, submit this record, submit that CPD record certificates and stuff. So yeah, it needs to be recognized. So knowing that the course is accredited, not only it gives us confidence in actually completing the course, then getting the certificate, but also knowing that the course is actually reviewed by an accreditation body, that they have standard and they can fulfill what we actually need. So first, it must be affordable, it must be accredited, and and it must also grow a sense of community. These days, there are courses, especially massive open online courses, where the courses, they don't stop at the course. So when the course graduates, complete the course, they still have some kind of alumni group. They can be engaged in a community discussion, a discussion forum in the platform. As example, most massive open online courses, they have discussion forum on the course platform, like on Canvas, or sometimes they throw it to Facebook or LinkedIn. So not only that we finish a course, getting resources, tools, learn something new, but we also need to network and then share to keep sharing ideas on what we did on the course, what we have done from the course, and how we can actually apply it to our context, and then keep in touch with those who have also learned from the course.
Okay, that's I think that's quite a good guideline. Affordability, making sure it's accredited so that some relevant eyes have been on the course and tested it. And then I like what you said about community. It means that you are also developing these ideas further. So it is continuous actually, and not just, ending when you do your last task. Ekaterina answered. She said, "Thank you. I'd like to become more techie in terms of CPD." And I think this is something you like to talk about as well. So we can talk about the techie part and AI when it comes to professional development for teachers. And we also
Why
have...
is AI mentioned as soon as tech is involved? Oh, it's not all AI.
It's not. I know that Fajar likes to develop his AI skills. That's why I mentioned it. And there's Hesti or Esti. I hope I'm not butchering your name. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's from Indonesia, I believe. Yeah.
Did I say correctly, Hesti?
Yeah, that's correct, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so what was the question again?
It was about developing your techie skills, whatever that means. What does that
Okay.
mean for you? I thought of AI first. What do you think
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've been doing and reviewing online courses before the AI trend, and actually here's what I find very interesting when it comes to do CPD online. Mostly open online courses, online workshop, and online seminars, conferences, and stuff. Um, well, we will also talk about the AI part, but let me start with this. Now these days, because these online courses and other form of professional development is widely available, it's getting more it's getting more various. So even as teachers, it's not only that we learn something related to teaching, something related to education, but we also learn things outside of that. As example, these days, I believe we are very familiar that there are free courses from NVIDIA, free courses from IBM, free courses from this tech and that tech companies, which some teachers are also interested in taking them, because not only that we need the context of using educational technology, but first we also need to know and understand the technology itself, like that. So when it comes to doing CPD related to technology, there are these various options that we have these days. Whether we want to learn technology in in the context, or let's say only the context or the field of educational technology, or we want to learn technology as technology. As simple as example, how we operate Zoom, how we operate this studio. Well, this is unrelated to education. This is not an educational technology platform. Restream is only a technology platform. But with learning how to use Restream, which is I believe as a part of CPD, and if you search it online, there will be how to create your own live stream for teachers or this kind of stuff. But it's not actually educational technology. But how as teachers we can be innovative and creative using this techie stuff to stream, or let's say to share things related to technology. So when it comes to tech, there will be more options that teachers can do now or can learn now, not only limited by education in terms of educational technology, but actually learning the technology. And back to online courses as example, this is what I've learned so far doing different online courses. I've learned more LMS. I've learned more learning management system. I've learned more platform. I've learned now there are these websites where you can use to create online courses, example Canvas. And then we have this H5P, and then we have this Chrome, and so on and so on. So not only that you can learn from the course, you are learning from the platform of the course, which is great, which will grow your sense of using technology. So I think there is this fundamental mindset in using technology. So, as example, let's say if we are using Restream right now, we will grow our sense of, oh, okay, so this is a studio, an online platform studio to create online live stream, which is Restream. And then when we, as example, use a different one, as example, let's say we have, there are others, I believe, and then we will see, oh, okay, this is the same thing as Restream. So we can develop a sense of the technology. As example, we use Zoom and then we use Google Meet. Well, it's a different platform, but we have the sense. Oh, okay, this is how I use Zoom, which is similar to Google Meet. This is where I find turn on my video, turn on my camera, and so on and so on. And then when we take an online course, an online online seminar or workshop, we can grow a sense of using the technology. So it's not only that we can learn a technology in education by doing the course, but doing any course, we can grow the sense of using the technology itself. Now, talking about AI, again, there are various options. Not only that you can learn AI in education, but you can also learn AI fundamentally as itself, the nature of AI. So, if we need to choose as example, which that I need to start with? Do I need to start with the technology as technology or educational technology that is practical in teaching? I would start with educational technology if we have limited time. If we have only limited time, there are educational technology online courses which can actually give some shortcuts on how to provide what we actually need to know as a teacher or educator to use technology in the classroom. But then when we want to go beyond that, what I've been doing as example. So well, I have done with using the educational technology. I think I will need to know how the technology itself works, so I can create another educational technology using the technology. So that's my thought so far.
I hope, Ekaterina, this answers your question.
You know, I don't
think,
circling
I
sometimes.
think I think a lot of teachers have been forced in some way to learn how to be flexible with different platforms.
Mhm.
And it's a great point you're making. Once you learn one, you're kind
Mhm.
of a few steps ahead when something new pops up, because you will have an idea of how to use it as well, because they all kind of look similar and they try
Mhm.
to be intuitive.
Mhm.
You've mentioned AI briefly. I know Darko was in IT. I wonder if he has an idea of what educators need when it comes to technology. What kind of gaps have you noticed besides these, you know, basics? Once somebody knows the basics and they've learned the things that they need, maybe the institution requires it, but you want to go one step ahead, as you said, and prepare yourself for the future. What's missing? What do you think we need in that stage? It's a question for both of you. Darko, I know you work with educators a lot.
You were asking me. I wasn't sure. Okay. Well, I would say with this, uh, and regarding Fajar's last answer, do we all really need to go in depth in all that technology? Like, for example, this Restream or either Zoom or anything, to know everything around it? Uh, or just to know how to use it, basic functions, and not go in depth directly in the technology terms, what makes it tick, basically, and some stuff that you will never access just for the sake of learning the tool. But if you don't use these functions, what's the point? Just isn't it enough to just learn how to use it, basically, how you will use it in your real life, in professional life?
Okay. I have got this question a lot. As example, like I have been doing online, I have completed online courses that will you actually be able to apply all of these things that you have learned or from the takes that you got from the online courses that you have completed? My answer would be, I might not, and probably I will not, but I might find, and I believe I will find other teachers, a colleague who would need it, and then I can share, I can talk about it with them. As example, like this one, where when we have this, well, I might not, as example, I know about Restream, but I haven't been using it much. But well, I know about Restream. But then when we use Restream, and I have the experience of using Restream, so I wouldn't have any problem with using it, as example. And then if we talk about do everyone or let's say do individuals need to think, will I need to go beyond, as example, will I need to go beyond and know more than what I have been using or what I can only use in the classroom? Well, it depends. But to what I believe and to what I've witnessed is that we always need regenerations. We always need more and more creators and people who share in education. As example, let's say, let's take it like maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, we will have more teachers, and then probably we will need more teachers to actually share their ideas, and then to have more live streams, let's say. And then if we talk about, oh, okay, well, I learned this, and then but I will not use this. Is it worth it? Was my time worth doing this thing that I will never use? But in my whole life experience, that learning is not only about the one that you do or the one that you're doing, but how you can keep your mind open to a new perspective, right? That's what we want from our student as a teacher, right? Though, well, there are students who think, oh, why do I need this? I don't want to be this. I don't want to be able to use this anyway in my, my career. But when it comes to learning something, it's not only about the things that you're learning, but how you keep your mind and brain open to a new perspective. Well, we have learned a lot in our school or maybe in our life that we have never used. As example, for me, unfortunately, I have never had the chance to actually use some mathematic formulas. But what I can understand is that I open to a perspective that oh, there is this mathematic formulas that well, there's another perspective of those who are who are actually using these mathematic formulas, and I believe that that goes the same for this context. So it's not always the things that we are learning, but the things that we are learning, and then we are open to a new perspective. And to what I believe, to what I have experienced, that I will try to find, and I might meet someone who actually need this, and then we can talk about it, so that I can share about this. Especially because I'm a teacher, because I teach English to professionals, and I teach sometimes IT engineers, accountant, and so on and so on. And then I can recommend them these courses. And sometimes, well, I think I'm a very lucky situation, a very strategic situation as an English teacher teaching professionals. I sometimes use these online courses and I adapt how they create their online courses in my courses. And then sometimes not only about the content, but how they flow and how they structure their courses. And then we that open our perspectives in actually deliver courses or deliver our teaching. So again, that's right when you mention it, Darko, that well, it's or probably it can only be for the sake of learning, because when we learn, we are open and then we get new perspectives. But in the end of the day, oh well, there have always been things that we didn't actually, or we have never had the chance to actually apply what we have learned. But when we learn it, again, we are open to something new. And then when it comes to technology, I believe there will be regenerations, and I believe there will be more and more teachers and educators creating things to share with more teachers worldwide.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But as you said, also, we all have limited time
Mhm.
regarding our profession, regarding the way we teach to other people, and also with our family life. And when I remember from my college days, one of my college professors said, "Why do you think you need all this math?" Because I don't know, we had 5 or 6 different math courses. You will not use it. You are here just to learn your whole life, nothing else. So this is the idea of CPD also that was implemented way back when I was younger, and at that time you really needed to just to learn in college, and didn't have much additional things to do. So it made sense then to learn how to learn further, and perhaps something that you will not need, but just to develop the skill of learning. But as we grow older and we are in our professional lives, when we need to also work and we have much more family obligations, perhaps, then there is not that much time. So perhaps just to find what we actually do need to implement, because I don't know, let's say Zoom or Meet, once you start using either of them or Teams, there is a red button, there is a green button, there is a mute, and basically that's enough to start using it. What I wanted to say, do we need to actually filter out what we could possibly use sometimes and really see by ourselves, okay, this is just too much to go into, I don't know, technology aspects of Zoom, these old settings there are that are in there. Do we really need to know all of it, or just ask some technician if we really need it once? Oh, he doesn't like my answer or my question.
We'll wait. I'm sure he'll come back.
Yeah, Anita, do you know all the aspects of Teams, perhaps, or the settings?
Of course, Darko.
Of course, of course.
Fajar, I don't know if
I'm
you
so
heard us.
sorry.
No,
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't know why it never happened before. But
No
yeah.
worries.
So
never mind. Well, just to keep it short, Fajar, what I wanted to ask: do we need to know all these technical details for some application or anything, or sometimes really not to learn it all and ask some technician for help when we have something that we maybe use once in a lifetime, like in a
okay.
settings, some switch or something?
Yeah, I would add
Yeah.
to that question, because I think a lot of teachers, and probably those listening to us today, they might not know when to stop. And I think that's what Darko was aiming at. There we do have an open mind. We want to learn, we want to develop, but there's a time when people have to say, you know what, maybe I don't need this. Maybe I already have this knowledge, or maybe this is not that necessary.
Okay. I would like to step back a little bit when you said, as example, when you were younger and then when you did your study in college, and that you only learn this as a sake of learning. As example, you're just going to learn this in order to keep you learning. So I would say that these days, especially when we grow as a professional, learning have become more transparent, right? Well, I remember, learning was always learning was always, implied or indirect. I'm like, oh, in the end of the day, you would be able to do this, but it's not actually transparent. But as we grow, as example, especially as a professional, we need to know that, and we actually require learning, and we demand learning to be actually transparent, right? We need to know, as example, what will I get out of this, as example, and what I can expect, what's the objective of this learning, and that's actually good, and that's how we can actually reflect ourselves better, and to know our goals, because again, we are very busy, we have different life in our own life, and we need to keep those things not structured but balanced as possible. And then when it comes to technology, again, I would say it's quite important to some extent to actually know what we are using, to what we use. As example, using Zoom. Well, I still remember when it was in the pandemic, 2020. Some teachers were having difficult time adjusting students who couldn't turn on their mic or turn off their mic, or they were we had this cases where some professors, teachers, lecturers were doing their teaching, their lecturing, but they were on mute, right? Well, there were these news and cases, and to some extent, we actually need to know what we are using, in the sense of using equipments, not the sake for technology, and maybe regardless to the technology, we always need to know what the equipments that we are using. As example, we might regard that all these devices, as example, a laptop, a computer, a mouse, are, however, the development, or let's say the transformation to what we did when we only used chalk or maybe markers and then whiteboard, and then we, change into, we move into a monitor, a projector, and now a computer or laptop. So I think to an extent of the sense that we are using an equipment, which are our devices or maybe platforms, website, and system. I think yes. So we need to know some basic settings, as example, how to turn on your microphone, how to kick out. Sometimes students who cannot behave in the online setting like that. So I think so. Yes, to an extent that we regard these tools are our teaching equipment, not as an IT or let's say a person that works in the IT department. No, not to that extent, but to an extent that we use this as our equipment. And then for the second one, every time I kind of forgot. So sorry.
That's okay. We have some people in the comments in the meantime. Anna is here, says she'll rewatch the beginning. Hi. And then we have Hesty saying, I haven't tried AI in the LMS. Can you give me the example of LMS that use AI? Because as far as I know, LMS is already set by the publisher. I think this is connected to what you were saying. Sometimes it's the other people integrating the tools for you. You just something that you don't even know that it's integrated. You don't even notice, right? That maybe there are some more advanced tools that you don't need to know everything about in there. And then to go back to my question, where do you stop? Because a lot of educators are obsessed with learning, and how do you recognize, okay, I don't need this right now?
Yes, that's a good one. Sometimes we forget to digest. We forget to digest. We forget to take some time to reflect, and then maybe discuss, and then share to what we have achieved so far. And we think of, okay, it's not enough, it's not, I'm not satisfied, I need to keep going, keep going. Though to there is a way that is a good thing to think that I'm not satisfied and then I need to keep going. But yeah, just like you said, we need time to stop and digest, reflect, and probably discuss, cascade what we have done so far. um, I think there are different ways to actually do this, but in my experience, to what I've been doing is that how we can integrate our own learning to our own professional. These days, there are, especially, let's talk about the context of English teachers because that's what I know most for now. Is that there are courses, workshops, and yeah, mostly courses and workshops or training that actually integrate and require you to have a class, require you to have a student, and require you to be able to engage your students in order to take part in this course. As example, a course for task-based language teaching. So you will need a group of class, or let's say a sample of your classroom to be able to do this project, as example. And then recently there are these courses also integrating AI, understanding AI, which they actually reflect on your classroom setting. So the assignments or the tasks are to actually reflect on how you can use this AI in your real classroom context. So I think that one could be also a way that we can learn, but also keep on going on our real life as a teacher. And then we learn, but not only for the sake of learning, not only that because we want to satisfy our needs of learning, but we know that this learning can be integrated to our profession as a teacher or as an educator. And it could be, it could benefit both ways. As example, I find difficulties. I struggle with this context. Or as example, let's say I struggle with actually integrate AI, or whether do I need AI or not in my classroom or in this specific subject or terms in my classroom. So I will try to find a course or a training that I can figure out a solution to this problem. Let's say, or the other way, it turns out that I get or I'm interested into taking a training or courses that I can, use my classroom, or let's say integrate my classroom activity in order to finish both and benefit both. I can finish my course, I learn something new, and I can work with my classroom and then try to engage and facilitate my students in a more, let's say, innovative way, because I'm also learning. So there are different ways, but let's say this is the way that I think is the most meaningful. is the most meaningful, that we can integrate both. We have our classroom, we have our students, and then we take a course to actually solve struggle or problems, or let's say to innovate our classroom or let's say teaching our students. Mhm.
So find something that's relevant and practical, and
Mhm.
reflect. I think I love that you said that, because I think we forget that. We forget to take the time
Mhm.
to reflect and digest and discuss and actually um, give some depth to the knowledge that we've already collected. And then
Mhm.
connected to what Hesti was saying, I think we should show your website once more, because I'm sure she can find some courses there that are
Mhm.
directly
Can I
connected
answer
to.
that a bit? Okay, so it depends on your position of using the LMS, whether you use the LMS as a student or you use the LMS as a teacher creating the course. If you use the LMS as a student, if you take courses from Coursera or edX now, they have integrated AI chat. So you can chat with the AI on that platform, Coursera and edX, where the chat can help you understand the course. So the chat bot, which is on the bottom right of the course, as I remember, on the course platform, edX and Coursera, you can ask or clarify things on the unit of the course that you are taking, Coursera and edX. But let's say you are the one who create the course and you want to LMS that integrates AI. Now, if you use Canvas platform, the Canvas. So Canvas now also provide an AI tool to help you create the course, while it's not actually, well, I think there are some options, where you can actually put the AI in the course. But what I know so far is that there are platforms like Canvas, Open Learning, and then Open edX, Udemy. So they have this AI tool to help you create the course. As example, whether it helps you in creating like multiple choice questions, basic stuff, mostly, or maybe to create for the explanation for certain unit. And when if you use Google Classroom, which is one of the simplest LMS or Teams, Google Classroom now has this AI integrated, again, basically to create exercises, to create multiple choice question, but you will need this certain subscription. Now again, well, it's a business part, so you will need to have this Google for Education subscription. It goes the same for Teams. If you have the Teams for Education and then you create a Teams Classroom as your LMS, you can use Copilot, and there are many other AI tools in Teams that your students, that you know, invite to that Teams Classroom to use the AI. As example, they have Reading Coach, they have Reading Progress, and then they have speaking coach, as I remember, where they actually integrate AI in assessing your students' assignments. Yeah,
Could we
that's it.
use AI to find which courses we actually need?
Yeah.
Like for example, with either these popular ones, ChatGPT or Gemini, to start a chat with them and tell them, okay, ask me a couple of questions, what the level I'm in and what I'm lacking in my knowledge, and could you perhaps say what kind of courses do I need, and then go to your site and find the courses in that topic.
Yeah, that's
Is
actually a
this a good
brilliant.
point how to start and just not to say, okay, I need this, and perhaps you don't even need it?
Yeah, actually, that's a brilliant idea. I did that actually. So, but the thing is that it depends on how you have been using the AI. As example, like now the ChatGPT has memory, where it actually saves your, you know, things or two about you. You know, remember what you have been doing with the chat. Remember what you have uploaded.
Perhaps too
Okay,
much. It
it's too
remembers
much,
perhaps
and
too much
yeah,
of you,
yeah.
so that might
And
not
it
be
knows
not a good thing.
and it knows you too much, right? And then it's easier in extend way to use it as example. Well, based on what you know about me, do I need this course? Well, it would be, well, it sounds scary, but it's helpful in a way, right? But let's say we start with a new AI that don't know about us at all. So yeah, there might be a sense of using some prompts to actually, oh, this is my context, as example, this is my context, I teach this, I teach English as example, or I teach science. I teach at an international school. I teach at a language center, and then this is what I've been doing. So it's like consulting with a person, but this is not a person consulting. So I think it's a brilliant idea to use a chatbot, because well, it's not that we cannot do it with a person, but as we know, these chatbots like ChatGPT, they have access to a very massive information, and they can search things. So as example, and then we consult to ChatGPT, and then we tell them about our context, and then we ask them to search for things that can probably be suitable to our context, and then yeah, keep the conversation going. Though I know there are still in the users who use ChatGPT to a very limited situation, and then asking ChatGPT just like when they ask Google, as example, search engine. But it would be actually a good way to use ChatGPT as a chat. Well, that's the name. It's ChatGPT, so you chat with it. Now, for the other one, actually, there are other way to do it. Well, some platforms again, like Coursera and X and Future Learn, they have actually provided this AI career or AI professional, AI consultant, where when you go to their website, you can chat with that, and then you have the option. As example, they will ask you, what do you do and what do you want to learn, and then when you answer some questions, and then they will come up with suggestions of, oh, you can do this course, you can consider this course, and so on. So yeah, even some um, publishers like research publishers, journals, they start to have that AI chatbot feature, where the platform will ask you what field are you interested in researching, or why do you need this article, that article, and then they will come up with articles that might be relevant to you. So yeah, well, companies, institutions, and platforms, they have been very well adapting this benefits of AI.
We have so many options to personalize our learning, so we should start using them.
Mhm, mhm.
I guess if we're talking directly to ChatGPT, then maybe saying something like, "This is my schedule. Is this realistic?" Connected
Yeah,
to
that's a good one. Mhm,
what
mhm,
we
mhm.
talked about. Or maybe just a side note, I'm an insane perfectionist and I've done 30 courses so far. Should I stop for this year?
Or 30 courses this year. Well, well, it depends. It depends. It depends if you can find something that you can integrate to your context of teaching, or maybe context of live stream. You can do both, right? Just like the one that I mentioned, the one I've been doing, integrating to what we can learn and to what we are doing as a teacher. Well,
For sure. We have another comment. Katerina is saying, teachers do try to learn many tools, but it can be overwhelming, and technology
mm,
keeps evolving all the time.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Even for me, I feel like left behind now, to be honest, because well, if you have seen some posts from the new AI generation, the new AI video generation tools, the one from Google, oh my goodness, it has been very scary, the Veo 3. And I haven't tried it because it's not that I don't want to try it, I just don't find it relevant to me, like, oh, in what sense that I need this tool, right? But it makes us, oh my goodness, I'm being left behind. There is this new technology, I will need to figure out, and then I will need to be able to use it, and that's it. But again, we forget to reflect, do I need this? Do I actually need this to an extent that I will use this? But in a way that, again, you want to just to satisfy your curiosity. Oh, okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. But unfortunately, there are this guilty feeling if you are not. As example, the fear of missing out. Well, it's a very bad. I have to say, it's a very bad situation if you have that guilty feeling of fear of missing out. Is that well, it's not that you want to make it relevant. You become irrelevant to yourself. if you do things just because of that fear of missing out, sometimes, most of the time, we forget whether we are actually relevant to this tool. As example, these days there are these AI agents. These AI agents can help you to automate tasks. It can help you to automate your social media posts. It can help you to automate your social media marketings, help you to create clips, TikTok videos, and so on and so on. As a teacher, do we need it? Right. Well, some teachers need it. As example, we are teachers creator. But if you are only thinking about your classroom, will you need it in your classroom? Like that. So that feeling of guilty feeling of fear of missing out could be very bad in the way that we don't reflect. And well, instead of trying our best to be relevant, we become irrelevant to ourselves. So again, try to reflect to what you actually need. As example, though I know a lot of AI tools, though I know a lot of things, if I only need PDF, or if I only need, as example, PowerPoint for this exact lesson, so what? Well, just use PowerPoint. I mean, I don't need.
We're going back to PowerPoint, all of us.
No,
We will think of it
no
as a
PowerPoint,
retro
please.
technology.
Yeah.
No.
You're back, Fajar.
Okay.
We were just
Yeah,
making
yeah.
bad jokes.
Again, so yeah. So if we have it, then it solves our problem. So, what?
When it comes to
do
the
we
fear of
tend to
missing
get
out, it's
Yeah,
it's a difficult one to face. Go on, Darko.
do we tend to get too technical in our learning regarding new technical skills and apps and AI things, or should we also learn something more about direct communication or some other fields? Like I'm also I was long in IT, and for me it's normal to get all this technical stuff. But what I learned later, much more important with some soft skills, but also
Mm,
other things that I haven't watched too much before, like something about economics, law, and other things that could be used, and you could get some new ideas directly also for your job from these other fields.
Oh, I like that one.
Should we explore something
Uh,
else beyond the technical and okay, this is what I do and I'll learn only this?
yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, like, if we talk about the industrial revolution, things are getting very technical. Things are getting into manual. I mean, like in manual, like step by step. Okay, you do this, or we call it computational, right? Computational, where we do this, we click that, we click this, and then there is a progress going, and then you wait, and then you click another thing. So very technical, right? A step by step manual guide. As example, like using ChatGPT is basically step by step manual guide. Like a lot of courses telling us how to use ChatGPT, they're basically step by step, like a tutorial, right? But what we sometimes miss is fundamentals, right? Fundamentals of why we need this tool, why we need this step by step of using ChatGPT. So again, I hope that when we learn something, especially technology, it's not only that we learn that one tool. As example, again, ChatGPT. Okay, we use ChatGPT, but there are other similar things like ChatGPT, as example, Gemini and Copilot. They basically have the same fundamentals. They are a chatbot. We put something, they come up with something. So that's the fundamental that we can think of, right? So when we think about other subjects, as example, or other areas, whether it's economic or psychology, social science, in the sense of we thinking about the world, that the world is not only technical, right? And sometimes we forget that. Sometimes it's not that I think it is, but this is how I feel. We have become like we try not we try devalue thinking, devalue slow digesting information, and then become more and too much enthusiastic with step by step getting a result instead of concepts of how these things work. As example, let's say the fundamentals of how things work and why it works, how it works. We getting too much obsessed with, okay, how do I do this? What are the steps and what are the results? Okay, what are the steps? What are the products? Okay, when we done with the step, we got the products. Okay, this is the products. It's done. But it's not about it, right? It's about the, well, somehow the philosophy, the process of thinking, the process of the situation that we do somehow matters a lot too, compared to the end product. And it may relate to the current problem or the current situation where teachers and educations are worrying. We worry that our students, our learners, will not be able to think anymore because they will just ask the tool to answer for them, right? And then we are afraid of plagiarism. We are afraid of students cheating. We are afraid of the students using a shortcut in order to, create their assignments, as example. Because unfortunately, to what I've experienced and witnessed, we value products too much. Not too much. It's good to value our products, the products, but we value products and sometimes miss the point of the process of thinking itself. And again, sometimes devaluing the process of thinking, devaluing the process of digesting information. So I think one way to, though it's not easy, it's very difficult, is that how we rethink learning, how we rethink education, how we rethink how we digest information. So, as example, if our students use ChatGPT in order to create their essay, of course, the essay will be very great. It depends on how they create the prompt. And but in the end of the day, if we only value the products, in the end of the day, the products of ChatGPT, let's say, will always be better than the products of our students. Well, how can we defeat robots with massive of information? So let's say we will not be able to prepare our students to compete with these AI bots then. So the way that we can think of is how these students can.
We've lost Fajar again for a moment. I think he's coming back.
We
Yeah,
have been
but it's a really
doing.
interesting thing to compete with the AI.
Mhm. Yeah, so I think the process. So yeah, again, we have been very obsessed with technical stuff, with a step by step, and then getting into the product. But how we can try our best to again value the process of thinking, and then think about how it works rather than what will work and what will happen, but how and why.
Right. It's not all about step-by-step instruction. It's not why we're in education in the first place, because our students can follow a YouTube video when it comes to technical stuff, right? But it's the empathy, the understanding of context that we need to develop, and critical thinking. And I think that's what we've been talking about this whole time: how to select and how to value and how to make sure that something's relevant to your context, that you can make the best of it.
Great, totally.
We've had a thank you from Hesti, and she says that she's using AI at the moment as well. I think everyone's sharing that sentiment. You said, "Oh, I'm falling behind. Oh my God, all these tools are developing." But as we just said, back to the fundamentals. If your students don't feel understood and seen by you, if they don't have the human touch, then our role becomes irrelevant. This is where we need to strengthen our skills. Otherwise, we could have avatars here, Darko. I think if we if we don't value our charm and
Yeah.
technical mistakes,
we could have just our AI avatars just to talk to each other, and people would probably not look at this show anyway. It would be boring, I'd say.
yeah, I think we'd lose the audience. To go back to your website, because we are close to our end, this is Fajar's website. He's collected a really nice collection of different CPDs for educators, and not just English teachers, but educators in general. So if you're in doubt where to start, if you're not sure where to go, this is a really nice beginning, because Fajar's collected a lot of experience and knowledge when it comes to these courses, so you can trust him to curate a really impressive list.
And they are free.
And they're all open and free. Yeah.
Well, to start, right? To start.
Where can people find you if they want to connect with you and ask you some questions after the show?
Oh, sure. Very much on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, it's here on LinkedIn. I'm mostly active on LinkedIn. You can just send me a DM or message on LinkedIn, comment on my post. I'm trying my best to keep my posts relevant. They're mostly about online courses and webinars and workshops, but I also sometimes share lesson plans and tools. Mostly practical tools. And then on Facebook, but I don't think that a lot of people are on Facebook these days, but LinkedIn would be the best way that you can reach out to me. Mhm.
Perfect. I know you share a lot of resources, and you probably talk to a lot of communicators. I know you value to a lot of educators. I know you value community. Is there a question for the end, perhaps, that they ask you a lot and we forgot to ask you, and some sort of message that you'd like to send?
Sure, thank you very much again, Edita and Darko. It's great to be here and talk about things that I believe is also one of the cores in education as a teacher, continuously sustainability in learning. And so let's say I hope teachers and educators are watching this, or maybe let's say rewatch this, can take can get some takeaways and reflect, and even criticize what I've been talking about, because I would really love to actually evaluate what I've been saying, because I don't want to be seen as someone who knows everything, because I don't, and I hope that you think I'm not. Right? So I'm very open to a discussion about edtechs, continuous professional development, online courses. Reach me out on LinkedIn, and I'm open to a teacher training consultation. So feel free to reach out to me, and I'll try my best to reply quickly. Don't try to ask me for WhatsApp number, because I don't really use WhatsApp that much, to be honest. Only for my family and some students. But when it comes to community, it's on LinkedIn and Instagram. I have an Instagram. Well, you can basically search me on Google, like Fajaruddin Akbar, and you can see a lot of things about me. Okay. Thank you. I think that's
Okay.
for now.
Hesti is already saying that she's going to DM you. I think we haven't had a CTA at the end where people said, "Come and fight me, discuss what I've said, find flaws in my reasoning." I love that. I think that's the right attitude. You're definitely showing us what critical thinking is all about.
Thank you.
I hope you'll get a lot of connections asking you relevant questions, but not asking you for your WhatsApp number, as we've established.
Yeah. Yes. Please.
Thank you
I
so
don't
much
really
for your
that-
time.
that much. Thank you so much again, Edita and Darko,
Thank
for
you.
having
It
me.
was
Yes.
Bye,
Looking forward
everyone.
to another.